Right. Religion is the cause of all wars. How many times have you said that? Or have you heard that? I've heard it, obviously, quite a lot. Religion divides people. They say, oh, look at Northern Ireland. 2,000 people dead, all over religion. Protestants, Catholics arguing the Sudan. I think 2 million over 20 years. But seriously, to go back to find a serious religious war, you've got to go back to I think the 17th century and look at the 30 Years' War in Germany, and that's where we see probably the largest, most recent serious war where you're looking at proper human devastation. And again, arguably, that was really territorial. It was the Pope was trying to reclaim power, and when Germany turned Protestant, they sent the Catholic forces of the Pope try and come in and retake it over. Lost revenue, lost power in Germany. Let's have that back, sort of thing. But if you want to call it a religious war, then you're welcome to do that. But like I say, we're going back 3 centuries or so. Now, I said atheism is deadly dangerous, and I really do believe that. We're very much afraid of atheism. That's part of why I'm doing this, because I believe that if atheism grows in power in the state, in the secular state, it represents a far more serious threat to civil liberty and to life than anything else. And the reason I do that is based on fact. The 20th century has demonstrated that atheism is the single most dangerous form of government and form of state religion on the planet. And to recap that for you, we look at Stalin, communist Russia, atheistic Russia, where they killed anywhere between 30 and 60 million of their own people through deliberate starvation or extermination by other means. Mao in communist China, they reckon 100 million through deliberate starvation. Pol Pot, I think they reckon about 3 billion. They reckon he killed about 50% of his entire country. North Korea, really, the death toll of atheistic states makes religion look. Yes, bring in religion, save us. It makes it look very light. The religious wars that have been there, they're really not that serious, not compared. And arguably, given what we see when atheism is unrestrained, uncontested, and has crushed all religious opposition, we see a disregard for human life, actions taken without any thought of the consequences of the future, that one day they might have to be held accountable for what they've done. And we believe it leads to the very worst form of government imaginable, and the least respect for human life. Hence, we believe that 20th century history, supports the fact that atheism has caused far more danger, far more bloodshed, far more violence than religion in the recent century, in the last 100 years, 50 years. And therefore this question ought to be seriously considered. Is atheism the cause of loss of human life and of danger? Is it something connected with the theology or the thinking of atheism? And of course we would say it is, but that's another subject.